going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. As always, we are here to cover all the latest stories. And trust me, a fab big bomb dropped just about half an hour ago. So we thought, you know what? Time to jump on. Time to jump on. As always, trying to be consistent. If you do enjoy the content, like, subscribe, and most importantly, get involved throughout the show. Even if you're watching on replay, get involved by leaving down your thoughts in the comment section down below. As you can see, we have got not Jude, but Jobe Bellingham reports today. We'll be discussing that. And also on Chadi Riyad, an update on the latest with him. I know it's a bit of a quick turnaround, so a lot of people will probably watch it on replay, but we'll see how many join now because it wasn't really planned up until 10 minutes ago, the stream. So
sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you just got to go live.
Exactly. You just have to do it, man. I was speaking to T. I was like, we have to be like T was like, are you sure I'm ready when you are? I was like, I don't know. I was like, we have to be consistent. We've only missed one day so far, and I think that was a Sunday. So apart from that, every single day I think we've had streams, which is good. T, man, how you doing though? Most importantly, I'll try to get trimmed to look younger as you do, man.
Hey man, I mean that's what it is, man. You know, you cut it down a little bit. You know, I know you're not gonna do it. But you want to lose some years. You cut that beard off, you're gonna lose some years.
Oh, geez, nah, I look like a minor. So yeah, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. We can forget about that. That is not happening. I'm never cutting down. I've been bald before, but I've never been. Never this. We don't want to talk about even that. But let's talk about the biggest report of today that just, as I said, dropped before we went live, and that is on Jobe Bellingham. This is according to Fabrizio Romano, and he has said the following: that Palace are in talks with Jobe Bellingham as one of their priority targets for the summer. Oliver Glasner wants him, and Dougie Friedman is working to convince the player. T, it's come out of nowhere. I didn't really expect it.
Out of
nowhere. Exclusive
report
from Fabrizio. Just let's jump straight into it. Jobe, 18 years old, younger brother of Jude, has been doing well in the championship. I think also Brentford are interested as well. Just your thoughts on the player and the rumor.
I mean, this is another one of those moves, man, that has been very reminiscent of the new Palace. You're going for that uber talented young guy from the championship that could be had for a decent amount and has a ton of potential, man. I mean, I read a report that was saying, he could be anywhere from 12 to 15 million, I think is what they were saying, possibly, which again for a kid with his type of potential could be a steal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Seven goals, 1 assist in about I think I saw 35 appearances this past season. He's definitely a midfielder, more of an attacking type midfielder. He's not small at all. He's 18 years old, but he's already 6'3".
Okay.
So he would be our tallest midfielder already coming in as a young guy. So I mean, he's been playing the man's game for a while too. I mean, he broke into the Birmingham City first team at 16.
Well, Jude also, both the brothers.
So
that's how to say it. Yeah, well, let's talk about the midfield. I mean, there's already comments saying where would he fit in midfield if he was to play in that central midfield area. Wharton, Decore, we got Lerma, Hughes, and the report also suggests that Dougie Friedman is trying to convince him. Maybe it's that part where does I was going to say Bellingham, but people are going to start thinking of Jude. Jobe Bellingham, where would he fit into Palace in midfield? Do you think that could be a problem? Trying to convince him because of how stacked we are midfield. We only discussed it in yesterday's Palace News episode.
I guess it depends on what the plan is and how we see him being used. Because, like I said, I would think that in Glasner's system, he's going to be playing more of a role similar to Eze or Elise as more of an attacking midfielder.
That's what I was thinking as well.
In comparison to being more of the central midfielder, can he do that role? I think so. but I think he has a little bit more of an attacking acumen. Therefore, you're putting him into the group with Ebbs, Elise, IU, Schlupp, Franca, which even still is there's a lot of options within that group itself. So then I think it turns to what is Palace's plan for this type of move? Are we planning to relegate somebody like Schlupp to a true squad player role where he's getting sporadic minutes? Are you taking time away from IU and you're wanting to bring Jobe in and give him more of opportunity, or are you wanting Jobe to get in a year to develop? Are you gonna buy him from Sunderland and loan him right back into the championship for a year? I don't know. So I think it
I do
depends on what
think
the plan is for him.
I think the plan is as a attacking midfielder. I think he fits into that as a Elise role. I think that is going to be the plan. Not that he starts ahead of them, but I mean, we were talking about it yesterday. Franca could be an option there for Eze. Down the right hand side, look, IU's not the youngest player there is out there. He's getting older and older. We will have to replace him at some point and move on from him. And I think when you look at Jobe's age, I know you said Jude, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to say Jude a few times as well. We can get confused. Not Jude Bellingham,
Yep.
Jobe. Well, yeah, exactly. I think he could fit into that attacking midfield role rather than the central midfield. So I think if we were to sign him for those questions about where would he fit in, I think he'll be the backup option to Eze and Elise, and I think he'll be an exciting backup option to you because he has got experience. He's young, but he has got experience in the championship, and also Sunderland fans seem like they don't want to lose him, which is also another positive sign.
I wouldn't want to lose him.
We've converted players from the championship to Prem level, so I think there's something in it. If Glasner wants him, if Dougie's trying to convince him, I think we can see where exactly he fits into the side. And my opinion would be, behind those two creative players that we have already.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I guess being that yes, he's only 18 years old, I think maybe him having a year of coming off the bench for us and getting minutes and then probably playing more heavily as far as starting opportunities and things like cup matches, maybe he would be have some interest in that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I just think it probably all depends on what our plan for him moving forward looks like. And I think whatever our plan may be could lead to the reason why we're able to get him or why it doesn't work out, because he may like the plan that we have with bringing him in and integrating him, or he may not like it and he may not come. So
yeah. I saw a question out there saying, do you think this is a rumor? Yeah, it's from Animal. Not from Animal. That's a question, but someone asked a question about Kamada. Do you think that this rumor is coming into play because it seems like we've lost? Yeah, here we go. It's from Bollock saying maybe this is due to not getting that Japanese forward. Do you think that could be the case? Because yesterday we only mentioned that deal seems like it's off, as it's looking like he'll be staying at Lazio.
It seems like a natural connection because within the recruitment game, when one option doesn't work, you move on to the next one, and I can see why they probably would have been interested in Kamada first compared to Jobe, because of the fact that Kamada's a more ready-made product for the grown man's game. He's got experience within the system already, and he's free. So those three things make sense as to why he would be the first one that you're looking at.
Yeah.
But when that doesn't work, naturally you move on to number two on your list. And maybe that was Jobe in this situation, because like they said, like there's some of the reports I read, we've been looking at him for months. So he's been on the list. He's been a target for months. Now it's just like, okay, we got this young, super talented player from the championship, which is part of the dynamic that we've exhibited in the past. He will cost us something on the front end as far as the transfer fee is concerned, but it's kind of almost flip-flop. He's not going to cost you anywhere near in wages what a Daichi Kamada will cost. So, there's give and take.
Yeah. Michael saying another good player that would be proud to wear our colors and I'd welcome to join us. So Michael proves that as well. Let us know your thoughts about the rumor that he is a priority this summer, and Doug Friedman is trying to convince him, and Glasner wants him as well. I would like him at Palace as well, 100%. But I think the biggest question is we don't know the fees involved. Fabrizio didn't say anything about it, but my estimation, he can't be anything less than 15 to 20, right? Because
I
you look at
mean,
his age and potential as well, and it's hard.
yeah,
It's hard to say.
15 was the number that I saw on a couple of reports, and then 15 was a number that came to mind for me as well. Because if you think about it,
I think
let's
at
just
least
say let's just say this. We got Elise for 8. Elise had much better numbers in the championship. He did. That's just the truth. Same with Ebbs, and we paid 20 for Ebbs. And Ebbs, I believe, had like 12 and 10, 12 goals and 10 assists.
Yeah.
So it's like output plus potential. We're anywhere between that 8 and 20 number. Now, his name might get him a little bit of clout in the negotiation phase too. So that's why I could probably see it be between that Elise and that Ebbs number, like 15-ish.
But there'll be a
Seems
sell-on.
like it.
There'll be a sell-on clause as well.
Has
What I
to
think they're
be,
100%
be
will include
something in
that.
there, yeah,
Yeah,
some sweetener because they were looking to
make
make some money off of him, hopefully down the road.
Exactly, and I think that will be the case. There's no way no Sunderland don't allow that to happen, regardless of how much it's selling for. There would want some. I don't know how much it might be. It might be 20, 40, 30, 10, but there will be a clause there. Naturally, because of his ability as a player, you know, they know that we would probably sell him on in the future if we were to get him, and so you know, around 15 to 20, which doesn't sound like a lot. I would be, you know, excited for that. I am.
Yeah.
And
I
if
think
Glasner
that'd be a
wants to,
solid
Doug, if
move.
you're trying to convince him, look, I think when it comes to convincing players overall, if I'm a championship player, I want to come to Palace. I'm not saying that because I support Palace, but we've proven ourselves. We
Yeah, I
have.
said there's a proven formula that's
Exactly.
there.
That works. It works. Wharton, you joined in January, now playing for England. Like I would, if Palace come knocking on my door and I'm playing in Championship, I'm
We're
saying
talking.
I'm interested. I want to
What are
join
we?
because
We're
this club
talking
knows
about
how
a
to develop
dude
players
in
from that level
Wharton.
to this level.
You got a dude in Wharton that came in January
And
from
he's already in
Blackburn
England, and
Rovers, and he's
Bayern Munich
already in the
interested as well.
England squad. What are we
You have
talking
to.
about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brentford are interested as well. Brentford's not a bad club, but I would say Palace are more proven in terms of, you know, high caliber players, bringing them from the Championship to the
True.
Premier League. And I think Brentford's a well-run club, but I don't think they have the same amount of pull as we do,
And
based on what we've done.
If they lose Thomas Frank, that's a lot of allure that they lose too. They lose.
Even if they have Thomas Frank, I'm not really that worried. I'll be honest, I'm not that worried when it comes to Brentford. I think the only thing that could hold us back in comparison to Brentford, if something was to happen, was not Brentford's pull, but maybe the money involved. But then again, I don't think if Palace are serious and they do want to sign him, I don't think you know Brentford and Palace, like it's not that Brentford can spend a certain amount and Palace can't. So I wouldn't be that worried. But if you're enjoying the stream, people, I'm going to go through some questions and comments as well. Hit the like button and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace content. We are here consistently covering all news throughout the summer, and we'll do more content as well. Send in your comments and questions. Put a Q and a dot before your question, and we'll answer them towards the end of the show. So far, there's only one person who's put the Q and a dot. If you have a question, make sure to put it in, and then we'll go through. Let me go through some comments. Bro, I'm here. I'm working. Final day in a hotel. I'm coming back to the UK tomorrow, so you'll see my wardrobe tomorrow onwards after 6 weeks.
We'll see the wardrobe again.
Yeah, the wardrobe will be back. Hopefully, the wardrobe is still there. But yeah, it should be there. These in a hotel crew. It feels like it, man. I've just experienced the whole hotel lifestyle. Looney said I think Schlupp should be covered for Mitchell personally. I disagree. I feel like we just need an outright left back as a cover. You can play there. Well, I think it would be good to have a natural left back cover that could push Mitchell. I mean, Schlupp can always be a cover for that area technically, but I still think we need to invest in another left back.
I mean, I feel like we've completely avoided that situation of having him cover for left back for so long. Like he's not the same player that he was when he actually played that position. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't move like that no more. You know what I mean? I think if he was more of a true left back, he could cover more. But
Yeah.
in this situation where he's really has to get up and down the flank, being a left wing back, I wouldn't want to see that personally.
Yeah, yeah. And I think with Jobe, I think he's got that pressure as well, because of what's happening in Jude. He's got that pressure actually, but it seemed like he's doing well for himself. It seemed like so far he hasn't had that crumble in terms of the pressure. But keep sending your questions, people. We'll go through them. Parachute proposal about the coefficient and more money for the first time Europe entrance getting us ready for next summer, potentially. I know there was that report out there as well.
I
Luke
didn't see that
saying,
one.
yeah, Luke said, my only problem is who is leaving for him. I don't think anyone in particular is leaving. I think we need to improve depth. You don't,
Yeah,
it's
this is a
normal.
depth.
You don't
We're
need
not bringing. We wouldn't be bringing in Job to start right away.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just depth, which we spoke about. I think that's what this squad is missing. For me, the starting 11 is set. I think the starting 11, if fit, can reach European football. 100%. If we're talking about as a Elise Gay here and all, everyone else that's worth 60, 70, 80 million pound players and should play for bigger clubs, then yeah, that is the level. If that's the level, then they can take us there. But the problem with Palace, even we saw it last season, is depth. The quality kind of drops off, and there's certain positions that we need to improve on. So yeah, I don't think if Job was to come to Palace, there'll be another player leaving. I think it's just a
Right. I
case
don't
of
think that's
improving
the
that area of depth,
dynamic.
which we needed to do. And once we do it, we are going to be a very, very dangerous team. All right, look, let's go through some of the questions, and actually, let's quickly give an update on the centre half, Chadi Riyadh. His agents have been in London since Tuesday, according to reports. He's also passed his medical examination, so his medical is done, which happened yesterday. Now it's all about making it official. So hopefully we'll have that as an official signing. Hopefully not tomorrow, because I'm thinking about myself more than anything, and it doesn't matter because tomorrow I'm traveling. So hopefully it won't be tomorrow. But any other day after tomorrow, I'm fine with. Hopefully not even on Saturday, because I want to go out on Saturday, and hopefully not Sunday as well. Hopefully on Monday it'll be announced. But the medical is done anyways. The medical is done. His agents are in London, and I reckon, jokes aside, it'll be most likely next week or so. There's no rush to announce it. The window's not even open yet. Just get an announcement video. Take our time with the announcement. Like, we're fine.
Yeah, I mean, once he puts pen to paper and he's our player. I mean,
yeah.
It is what it is.
100%. All right, then. Let's go through some of the questions. Let's start off with this. And if you have any questions, I want to get involved as well. Actually, one more report before I forget, before we go to the questions. This one, T, you found, but it's from Transfer Center 9, which I haven't heard of it personally before. But apparently, Crystal Palace have agreed a fee of £1.5 million for Port Vale striker Bailey Die.
The Pepper?
Yeah, Pepper. It would include various clauses and performance-related clauses, which could see the fee rise to £5 million over time. Palace are looking to loan out the forward for the 24-25 season. Yeah, I mean, I personally haven't heard of the striker.
Nah, it's my first time hearing about it, but he is only 16. So
he's only
it
16,
makes sense on why I haven't heard of him.
More like academy-related report more than anything. Yeah. But if
$5 million, a deal that could rise to $5 million, I think they might have some instinct, some information about him that they might feel he might be pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But even if that does happen, that's something more academy related more than anything. And he will also go out on loan as well. So yeah, that's not going to be our Edward replacement, I don't think. Before everyone gets the hopes high on that. All right, let's now go through the questions. So let's start off with Colin. He's saying, would you prefer Philogene or Raksaki?
Right now, Philogene. Right now, I would take Philogene. He's much more proven at this point. I think I want Raksaki to have the success that Philogene just had last year in the championship, if that makes sense.
If you take him right now, then what happens with Raksaki?
You loan him. I think you loan Raksaki to the championship.
What's the plan? What's the long-term plan with Raksaki?
Hopefully he develops and he can come back into the team for you. But, we don't know how long that's going to be either. But my hope is that he would go out, get first team football and ball out. And then, you then make a decision. Hopefully, you you either keep both or sell one. I mean, whatever the case may be. But
yeah, I like Rags Haki. I've always had high hopes on him. I do think he's a very good footballer, but I know where you're coming from in terms of maybe
yeah, we
ready
still
made.
don't know. Like we
Based on the
still don't
championship,
know.
yeah.
We don't know if Roxaki's going to pan out. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if he's going to be able to go to the championship and play at that level and have that type of success that we've already seen Jaden Philogene have. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and maybe another loan next season for Jez, depending on what happens. But if you get in Jobe, for example, then I think it makes a bit more sense to loan him out and let him have that season in championship. And even if it doesn't work out at Palace, as long as he can get his stock high, if you were to sell him, maybe you can get profit.
Exactly.
On Jez. So let's see. With Jez, I hope that is the case. Like, I think he'll be a successful footballer. I'll be very disappointed if it's not. Jobe, Malcolm, and Jez. Graph, that's not a question, but fair enough. Fire, 100% agree. But I don't know about Malcolm. I even asked that question the other day on Twitter. What happens with Ibue?
Don't know about Malcolm.
He's quiet. So yeah, I think his future is a bit confusing because look, Man United were after him as well, and he came to Palace instead, and things haven't quite worked out for him. So yeah. Who takes the number one spot for you guys? Are we talking in goal?
Spot? What do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean?
Who? Number one spot for you, Animal.
Number one spot in goal, Henderson. Number one spot. Where else?
Let's assume goalie.
Yeah.
Is Henderson? Has Henderson proven himself to you, T?
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I said it yesterday as well. I'm pretty sure I said it yesterday.
And then, like I said, I mean,
think Johnson will be sold.
And if we're talking specifically about the investment piece, we invested a lot of money in Henderson, and at least he's earning the money that we put out on him. And now, if you turn around and we decide to go ahead and sell Sam Johnston, then it works out because we're going to turn a profit there because of the fact that we got him for free. So,
yeah. So yeah, I do think he'll be leaving. There's no way the two goalies. It just doesn't. As I said, the goalie situation doesn't work like that. Any news regarding the stand? No,
I've seen nothing.
There's nothing out there regarding the new stand. So that's the case with that. Hopefully that's answered. Based on the kind of players we are targeting and the positions they are, who do you think it looks like we'll be selling this window? Personally, it looks like the midfield and centre back to be sold. I don't think anyone from midfielder will be sold. And also remember, the position that we're targeting doesn't mean that we're selling in those positions. The position we're targeting is
exactly.
We need to improve the depth in that.
Bolstering a position doesn't mean you're selling from it.
Exactly. Yeah. I do think centre back, because of the Gaze situations, contract situations, more likely than any other position. But then we'll see what happens with that. Apart from that, I don't think we'll sell anyone from midfield team.
And I mean, I think it makes sense for us to do what we've done already with adding to center back because we're losing a center back and we're playing three at the back, so we're already playing more center backs in our starting 11 to begin with. So we need to have substantial center back depth behind them. So, with knowing that we're losing Tompkins, that means we have four that are there. So adding in a Riyadh to it is really just bolstering the position in an area.
Yeah, I think Riyadh kind of sets the pace in terms of how many centre backs we need at the club. I think we need the extra ones. I said it during the season as well. With three at the back, you can't just have like four centre back options.
No,
you want the five. You want the five. Competition with injuries as well, and I think Riyadh solves that depth issue there in terms of the numbers. So we're sorted there, and I don't think Riyadh, which hopefully should be announced, and everything. Fingers crossed, is now complete based on reports. He's done his medical. Should be announced maybe next week. I have no clue when it will be announced, or maybe tomorrow. So yeah, I think that's more depth option. And there's no suggestions right now of any players leaving. Like there isn't any suggestions. It's been fairly quiet. To be fair,
it's been very very quiet.
Munich, but that's more interest rather than they're pushing on. So yeah, I think right now with all these reports, it's more of bringing in depth rather than worrying about someone leaving a football club at this current moment of time. Jack saying a third progressive manager we've gotten, but this time it feels really different and exciting. Do you guys agree? Yeah, I do agree. And I think the reason why it's exciting is, one, Glasner is the most successful manager we've had out of the three. If you're talking about maybe Frank de Boer as well, because you're saying three progressive managers, Vieira and Glasner. Glasner's won Europa League already. He has a good track record of improving teams wherever he's gone. So I think that adds to the excitement to the fans and the results that we've seen even last season in quick span of time, massive as well. I think that adds to the excitement that, you know, the players behind him, you've seen Elise celebrate with him, you've seen the players genuinely enjoying the football, all the comments are positive. So yeah, it is exciting. But I think the most exciting thing is that he's proven as a manager. He's delivered, and he has also, in a short span of time, kind of proven himself at Palace that, you know, what he's talking about, it's not just talk. Like, he actually means it. Like, he actually means that we want to step out to every game, whether home or away, and win the games. The results back it up, the performances back it up as well. And I think that is why it's exciting. And on top of that, I think our squad, as I said, the starting 11 is there. We just need to add depth. We need to add depth, and we are there about. We've got a manager that's proven. We've got players that are very good. Just that final piece of the puzzle, and let's see what we can do. It's, of course, trying to keep these players is going to be important. But it's all about that. And I think that's what adds to the excitement to you.
Yeah, it's a big piece. That the thing that really, really excites me about Glasner, especially in comparison to Roy, and even in comparison to Vieira, is the way he speaks about the team in preparation for matches. It's not we're going to go in and hopefully get a result, or, you know, big upping the other team to a point where it's almost like we don't expect anything, or we're not good enough to be on the same pitch as them. No, like Glasner's like, no, we're going in to win this match. We're playing to win. We're not going in hoping for a result. We're not going in hoping we can get a draw or nick a draw. It's like, no, we're going in to win. Period.
And that's important because the players here are good enough to win more games than lose games. That's why they're rumored with all those clubs, and it's just getting the best out of the players, and that's what another thing that adds to excitement. We're seeing the best out of Elise as all of these players at this football club. Even Will Hughes, a player that's not maybe as exciting as the players that we always mention about, but it's the whole squad. We've seen Nathaniel Klein, you know, have a vital role. We've seen Joel Ward. Like, every single player, a good manager. First of all, I will always say this. I respect Glasner so much for what he done, joining us at the time when we had injuries, when other managers rejected us. That itself shows that he has full belief in the squad, and he's backed it up. He's backed it up when he's come here. You know, when others, Lopetegui and Steve Coopers, were worried and saying, "Oh, Glasner said I'll take the job," and he made it look easy. He made it look easy. Let's go to the next question now from Cody, saying, "Are we linked to any strikers to back up Mateta if Edward goes?" Not necessarily, you know.
Only one, like I said, we talked about it in the last show. The only one I've seen connected with us is the kid from Basel, Thierno Berry. That's the only striker, I believe.
Yeah.
Want to say that I've seen any reports on.
Yeah. Will saying, is Jobe going to develop into one of the advanced midfielders, or are we posing him as a potential Doucouré replacement? We spoke about this already, but I think he'll be an advanced midfielder, depth option rather than a Doucouré replacement. I think in that central midfield area, I think we are sorted. It makes kind of sense as well that Kamada's going to seem like that deal's off, and now Jobe is getting involved, and this report comes out. So yeah, I think it'll be a depth option there. But we already mentioned that bit earlier on the show. Cody with another question saying, what do we see from França this year? You think, does he get more playing time under Glasner when he's back healthy? Yeah, he does, and I think that's the most important thing, when he's healthy. I just don't think we want to risk him. We kind of just said, bin off the season, start off fresh, have some time off in the summer, and preseason we go again. And I do think so. I think he's another player to look forward to next season, because we've seen Glasner get the most out of, you know, some of these players that I mentioned, but France is another one that you could get very good out. So yeah. Simon saying, hi guys, can you see any resemblance between Mateta under Glasner and Nicholas Anelka? I can, but my mates thinks I'm nuts. T Anelka in comparison to Glasner. Anelka is a very good proven player. I don't know. Too early?
Maybe if it's more sustained. If he can sustain it, like over just more than one season. Like if you like, naturally there's form and then there's quality. You know what I'm saying? Like I think where Mateta is right now, people could say that he's just had a run of good form last season. You know what I'm saying? If he keeps going at that level, then the talk is, hey, no, he's actually a quality player. Like this is his quality. So I
Yeah.
think time will tell on that one.
Yeah. Let's go to the next question. Hold up. Yep, here we go. From Big Trigger P. He says, "How about Reguilon as a backup option to Mitchell?" No. Yeah, I just think the finances and everything. If we want a
Wages is
backup
too
option, Mitchell, we
high.
want another
Wages
young
is too
player.
high, and Region is a terrible defender.
Yeah, there's no point. There's no point. I agree as well. I'd rather go for a younger defender that can actually be good dev option. I don't think Reguilon wants to come to Palace to be back up to Mitchell. It just doesn't make sense to me. Older Bear saying, if Johnston goes, would you prefer signing a number 2 as a replacement or promoting Whitworth or Goodman? Good question. Whitworth apparently is interested, based on reports from a few clubs, to go out on loan. So I think that is our plan with Whitworth. I think we just sign a number 2. I think we sign a
I'm
number
gonna be
2.
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I feel the way about Owen Goodman the way that you do about Danny Emre. I
Okay,
think we
so
should like give him a chance. Like
you
I
did go
think he
out on
could be
loan
really good.
and
Yeah.
get experience,
And he was
but
literally probably the best goalkeeper in League Two. Mind
Mm.
you, it's League Two. I get that. And I'm not asking him to come and set the world on fire. But can you be a decent backup? I don't know. We'll see.
could be. But I think I think there's a good chance of Goodman getting that role rather than Whitworth. I think
Yes,
the plan
yes.
is for Whitworth
But
getting
if
that.
we were choosing between those two, I
Yeah.
definitely think Goodman is the go-to. Yes.
Because Whitworth hasn't still got that. I think Whitworth will have that loan move next year, and then I
Yeah.
think we
Hasn't
can.
gotten first team football yet.
Yeah. How's Mitchell not in this England squad? Says Ash. Our Southgate, we don't know it either. It's
Right.
baffling. It
And
seems like there's no explanation. There's no reason. I don't.
you're
Luke
gonna have
Shaw's
to
out
you're gonna have
injured
to
all the time.
bail
Like, I don't
Southgate.
know
You're gonna
why.
have to
I don't know why
bail
you
up
don't include
Southgate
him
as
in the squad. It's crazy. It's crazy.
no idea.
It shouldn't be 5
He would rather
players.
he would rather take 4 right backs than take a backup left like take another left back. You got to talk to him.
Yeah, exactly. You got to talk to him because I don't know what he's thinking. And that's the case for a lot of the time. But yeah. Christian, could we possibly convince Elise to sign a new contract? He won't develop anywhere better than with us. Perhaps raise his release clause to £80 million. That would be an ideal situation.
He just
I don't.
signed a
Are
new
we
contract.
just signed a new deal? Yeah, I
He
don't
just
think
signed a new
so.
deal. And we don't
Yeah, I
know
don't
what
think so.
what the release clause is, but he just signed a new deal. Like
Yeah,
we're
I'll
not
be
getting
surprised. Yeah, I'll be surprised if he signs another one.
Yeah,
To
that
be
ain't gonna
fair,
happen.
didn't Wilf have that period where every summer he signed another contract?
Yeah, but I mean, he literally just signed with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but that was last summer. I guess this summer, another. I don't know. Potentially, but I don't think it will happen. I think that's already set in stone. So yeah, Shane saying also just quickly before I answer this question, if you give Elise a new deal, then Eze might knock on the door. I was a knock on the door saying I want more money, I want this, I want so it can have a domino effect. It's not as simple as we give Elise more money and everything's great. When we talk about all these players at the football club, their agents will be like, hold up, my client wants more money as well. Then if you're giving Elise that much, so it can have a impact on the rest of the squad as well, which I don't think the club right now are willing to risk. Shane saying, do you think Champions League is a bridge too far? I think so, yes. Let's see next season. I don't want to talk about Champions League. We're just finishing the top 10 now. European football and a good cup run should be the aim. But yeah, Champions League just sounds like we're gonna get clipped up at the end of the season and Palace end up getting relegated type of situation. If I start hyping up Champions League here, let's take a deep breath. I think that's my stance on it. We're talking about Champions League, but I hear where you're coming from.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm saying why more than 50 watchers not like the stream. I don't know. Let's try to like up the stream, people. Even if you're watching a replay as well.
Please hit the like button. They
Takes a
got
second of your
107
time.
people watching right now.
To grow the channel.
People watching right now.
Exactly. Spiritual saying, is Jobe better than Sari?
No, I wouldn't say not right at this point, not right now. But you also have to realize Jobe is 18 and Gabriel Sar is 24, about to be 25. Like, I think when Jobe is that age, he will be better at age 24 than Gabriel Sara
Yeah,
was.
we're talking about 18-year-old. Is that the
Yeah, like we're talking about an 18-year-old kid against a versus a 24-year-old experienced, footballer. So
Yeah, yeah. Last few question. Well, last question, then we'll wrap up. Eagle Insight saying Ryan Sessegnon as a backup for Mitchell. He's only 24, has had injury problems. Look, we've already spoke about this, of course. This was on another show, but I'm not too sure. I think T disagrees, but I think Sessegnon, if he was to leave and join the club and start somewhere fresh, I think he wants to start. I don't think he wants to be a backup option. He's
I would
24.
say I would be okay with the move
Yeah,
if
I'd
this
be
move
okay with the move,
happened.
but I don't
I
think
would be
Sessegnon
good with
be.
it, but I think it just depends on how Sessegnon views himself, because he wasn't playing at Tottenham. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe he just wants to go somewhere. He could just be in a situation where it's like, hey, I just want to go somewhere where I have the chance to play, to get minutes, to be in the rotation a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, I think
Not to
it
mention,
makes
not
sense
to
for him
mention
to go out there
London.
and play.
London
Like,
is a
guys play
lure.
football,
Like,
man.
I mean, London is a lure for people. Like, people want to come
100%.
and play in London.
100%. But then again, surely if you're him, you want to start playing football because he
Yeah.
was
Oh
so
yeah. I
hyped
believe
up. He
so.
was so
Yeah,
hyped
because
up,
he's
and
only
now he's
24.
down. Like we're talking
Yeah.
about him as a backup to Mitchell before. The way that he's spoken about is like he's one of the best upcoming left backs, and now it's all gone quiet. So for him, he has to just play football. Dan saying FA Cup final or eighth next season. What are you taking? I'm taking the final all day. I'm taking the final all day as
I'm
well
taking
because
the
I don't
final all
think
day
eighth
too.
gets us the European spot. So yeah, FA
Yeah.
Cup final on
Yeah.
the ground. Give me that. Give me that. Give me a trophy. Give me a Carabao Cup final.
100%.
Anything, please. I just want a trophy.
100%.
But yeah, 100%. But look, people, we're gonna wrap up here. I know a lot of you have joined late. And make sure to go to the start of the stream to catch up on all the latest news on Riyadh and also Jobe Bellingham. And we discuss it in a bit more detail about where could he potentially fit. Do you think it will happen and more? But if you have enjoyed this, like, subscribe. We are staying consistent as always. If there's anything related to Palace, we will be here covering it all. But that's it from me and T. And until next time, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.